With the app, we want to be the number one app to find healthy restaurants nationwide, eventually worldwide. But every week I see the closures, and man, it's just sometimes they just gut you. It's just such a big deal. And then I'm talking to other restaurants that are expanding, and it's okay. So it's like, can we do a show to dive in and explore and really help make some connections and drive insights and also raise public awareness and the importance of getting out there and supporting you? And then also how you want to be supported and debunking kind of things that people might think about, whatever it is, delivery, holiday slowdown. I want to just get into all of it and see what we can do over the next few months. So that's a plan.
Yeah.
So Sway, I would love to hear about your story and how you got into not just restaurants, but like very intentionally healthy restaurants. I mean, you're doing something very specific at Forest and Flower. And
I don't know if we can cover that in 30 minutes.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I think we can make stories short. We'll tell short stories. I think it really started while I may not have known this beforehand. Really looking back, it all really started when I was a little kid. The places that I grew up, the way my family was, I moved a lot. And my dad left when I was very little. There's just a lot of instability in my life where I needed to feed myself. And I knew how to cook since I was little, out of a need. Back then, times have changed a lot. Right now, there's a lot of food that we can buy, although maybe not necessarily very healthy. But back in the days, it's okay. If you don't want to go hungry, you have to feed yourself. And that's what I did. And one thing that I realized now, looking back, is that I loved cooking, even though it was a need. It was something that it was fun for me. So I always have called the kitchen my playground. I would create very interesting combination of things where they might not taste great or they might not be typical for people to think to put them together. But I did, and that was fun. And then fast forward, struggled with chronic depression, eating disorders. At one point, I was on hard drugs. I abused hard drugs on and off for several years. And there was just a lot of, again, instability where I think eventually when my life was put into a different light, and which was when my son was born, when I was 25. And I was living in Hawaii at the time, which is a magical place. And we started gardening. I would say probably 75 to 80% of our food we grew ourselves. And just being able to be in nature for most of our time while we lived there, being able to go surfing, being in the ocean, it really helped heal all the things that happened in my life prior to that time. I'm still healing, but finding that relationship, that time when I was little, starting in the kitchen, and then kind of a full circle back with the land, because we can't have food without the nourishment of the land. And so it has just been a full circle moment for me. And I'm a really creative person, and I am able to be creative in the kitchen. And so that's how the business started. And when we first started, in 2019, I've already had a couple decades of food industry experience. But in between, I also switched careers into health and wellness. So I then also had experience on coaching clients physically and nutritionally about what is functional for their body with whatever they're going on in their daily lives. Someone who's an athlete has very different nutritional needs with someone who works in the office, right? So that gave me extra niche or extra expertise in when I create food for people, there is a nutritional balance. And then I got interested in herbal medicine. So then learning about plants that might be considered as weeds, but actually really, really nutritious. And what are the plants? What are the ingredients we can use just in our daily life, in our breads or something? What can we add to make a more nutritional difference in people's lives? And also, how can we be a better business that actually is a part of community, taking on membership in the community? How can we illuminate connection, which is one of our company values? These days we're so disconnected. We're very connected, but yet disconnected.
Right, yeah.
Things like that. And so Forest and Flower kind of just has evolved.
That is, okay, it's so beautiful. And so many things I didn't realize about your background. Thank you so much for sharing. Wow. And I didn't realize the health and wellness coach. That just makes it all the more interesting and rich. So you mentioned the connection to the land, right? And soil health and everything, and also the herbs and weeds and foraging. Oh, that's really, really interesting to me. How are you incorporating, that connection to the land in with the ingredients you're sourcing?
So we work a lot, or as much as we possibly can, with local farmers. As you know, we're vendors at farmers markets, so we know a lot of farmers. We try our hardest to get to know the vendors themselves. And so it's connection starts there. And then also just see who can we support locally. A few things, when we do that, a few things happen. We're keeping the local economy alive, or helping it to thrive. It's actually keeping everything local. And that's why local politics is so important, right? It's if we can start at a local level, that is important. If we eat things that are local and seasonal to where we live, there's a correlation of our body needs the soil that's producing, right? Because that environment knows what we need. And it's really being able to listen to that. That's really important. And I think it's a really societal situation where food are being trucked or flown or whatever, traveled for thousands of miles, and plants is also alive. And so they do eventually lose their nutrition value. So if we can eat locally, those ingredients, those foods, those plants are actually better in nutritional value, and it's better for our bodies. It's a chain of reactions, right? So I think people really don't realize that.
I'm like, no. Like, so you are right. From first cut, like when you go harvest those greens or whatever it is, and you first cut them, it's going to start losing its nutritional value. And as I understand, like each day it's kind of exponential.
Yeah.
Which is what makes the whole like herbs and weeds and stuff like that and foraging. I don't know. Are you doing any of that?
I do.
Oh.
And I do have a garden, although I don't care for it as much as I would like to, but some plants are set up so well that they're produced abundantly without me really having to care for it too much, in the sense that we have a working compost bin. Actually, we have 3. And just with that, it has really brought our garden back to life. We've been living at our current place. We're renters, but I remember about 6 or 7 years ago when we moved in, the backyard was dead, other than just lawn grass. And we slowly but surely, we put in the compost bins. We started adding more diversity of plants, and now we have abundance of fruits. And if during the spring and falls, if I do plant, abundance of vegetables. So
wow. Oh, that's so cool. Now, is that on site at Forest and Flower? Or
it's
is that
okay?
That's I gotcha. Yeah, that's really cool. Close enough.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So thinking about, so you have a long history in food, deep connection with the local community. And before I lose the thought, you mentioned being at the farmers market, which is so cool. What else do you see that's kind of that's unique to Forest and Flower and that's kind of hitting on that community connection, like your connection value?
Yeah. I think first and foremost is when someone comes to us, we're really seeing them as a human rather than a dollar sign. I think because capitalism, it's really easy just to see transactions as a monetary transaction. What we really need right now is connection with each other more than ever. And I cannot think of a better way to connect through food because we all have to eat. And also food, engaging through food is such a great way to have conversations of issues that we're currently having. I remember a visitor came in. Was a woman, and that I think she was probably more in her, I want to say early 70s. And she came in and she made a comment about how it's been really raining and it's been a lot of storm. This was last year during the winter. And she said, and they're saying it's global warming. So that's all a lie. And then I just very gently and said, actually, the term is now climate change because it's because of different weather patterns that is affecting the planet. And that's the patterns that we have not seen before. And she was like, oh, is that what it is? That was a moment for education or starting a conversation so we can go a little bit further into actually being in community. I think it's how can we be in community, not pointing the finger and say you're doing something bad and I'm doing something good or vice versa, but I think we all have the responsibility to be, again, taking up membership. I think that is really important. One of the words that I really love is remember. And for me, it has two meanings, is remembering where we came from. This land has cared for us. We got to remember it is our responsibility to steward and take up responsibility to care for her. A second meaning remember for me is maybe you can put a hyphen and a member, is how can we again to re-engage as members of our community and society. And I think if we can just remember that, I think even though in a small way, we're going to start making changes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I like that. I wrote that down. Remember the land and remember society. Like we need to come together. Oh, how beautiful. Now you touched on capitalism. So we got to talk about it though.
The capital C.
I mean, you gotta make money though, right? And this is the rub that I encounter with a lot of mission-driven restaurateurs and business owners. How are you making it work? What challenges are you having, and what have your key insights been?
I think we need to define what is working. I think we also need to define, or in a sense, redefine what is success. Because in a capitalist society, success is, are you profitable? Pretty much the end, right? Are the investors or shareholders getting their money? And then that's about it. Never mind the workers if they are actually getting paid what they deserve or being treated well on the job. Never mind that the earth is sick, right? Because we kept taking. For me, that is not the definition of success, actually quite opposite. I think for me is, again, coming back to community, right? Are we thriving? Is each member of the community thriving? When things get hard, are we still showing up with integrity and doing the right thing? Because when time is good, hey, great. We can do all these things that is easy for us to do. But what about when time is not so good? Are we still showing up to do what we can, or even go the extra step, even though it is hard to do? What has been working for us and what has not been working for us? I would say money is always a thing because money makes everything run in our capitalist society. The two questions that I always first ask when I make a decision in the business is, one, is it good for the environment? Two, is it good for the team? And that comes down to communication. Since day one, I have very intentionally built our culture. Then that makes the conversation more smooth with the people that are on the team, understanding that they know I have their best interest at heart. When I have to make a decision that may not be the best benefit to them, they understand where I'm actually coming from. And they understand that it's a hard decision for me to make, but it needs to be done. It is a dance when a business is a mission-driven, in the mission-driven space. But I think it's important to not continue on a trajectory of status quo, because look where it has landed us. I'll give the Netflix series a plug. I think it's called Life on Our Planet. I just finished watching it. It was so good. It's produced by Steven Spielberg and narrated by Morgan Freeman. It's 7 episodes in the season.
Oh yeah, the like animals and stuff. It's beautiful.
It starts from how life created, how the earth started, and it ends with the possibility of a sixth extinction event, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't finish the series. I don't remember that part.
Caused by human and our productivity. But it also says there is hope because we are such a smart and intelligent and species that is full of strength. We have a lot of ideas. So we can despair, but we can also have hope and faith.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, didn't know. So, like there was Climate Week recently, and I'm seeing there were lots of talks. There's a lot of buzz around combining nutrition and sustainability. And I'm like, yes, 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 yes. These are kind of threads that it's like, okay, at Healthy Anywhere, we talk about body, earth, and soul. Like those are our pillars, and looking for the Venn diagram of healthy, sustainable, and delicious, right? I want to eat right in that optimal overlap every time. You know what I mean? It doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's like healthy, delicious, healthy, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's been exciting, and I'm hopeful. There are a lot of people like you doing the hard work. And there are other people entering into the conversation. It's just really important to keep pushing it forward. So I don't know if you want to get into any specifics about key challenges that you faced. I would love to, I think it would be important to share.
Sure. I would say key challenges is continue to bring in enough revenue and hiring, actually. I think essential work is hard, and especially in Silicon Valley, it's usually not the thing that people are eager to do. I mean, just look across the board. Essential workers like caregivers, farmers, people that are working in other food industries, we are the lowest pay, yet work the longest hours and the most physical type of work. But these are the work that actually makes people's life and makes the world go around. We're so lucky that the people that come to eat with us know and understand of our values and pricing, because I will admit our price is on the higher end and not everybody can afford because capitalism. And we're really lucky that most people that do come to our business understand we're providing value. So we get to still be in business after 5 years and after 2 years of having a brick and mortar. I think hiring is hard is also because it is a very physical job. We're on our feet all day. I myself, on a typical day, I'm on my feet at least 8 hours. On the weekends, I'm on my feet 13 hours. So it's high demand. Those are challenging situations to be in. I think it's just really important to educate people in the community of why local ingredients, why supporting small farmers and small local food providers is really important. And that's why our price is higher. Why pay the person who serves you coffee or the person who cooks your food a better wage is important. And that actually can go into like a deeper topic as well that I don't think we have the time for, but it's a very specific issue.
Yeah. We might have to do a part 2 in the future at some point. Okay. I do want to ask, what are you most excited about? What are you looking forward to right now? What's exciting to you?
We're pivoting a little bit this year. So we're really looking at how can we be better in service of the community that we're in. So we're planning events for the rest of the year and into next spring. Our magician, admin, Alana, and I are just trying to brainstorm to come up with fun events to bring people together. So that's something that I am really excited about.
That's great. So I was speaking with someone, actually, Foxtail Fermentation might be, okay, so they do all kinds of community stuff and they've been doing catering and pop-ups and open mic night. Like
that's awesome.
They've also been featuring different artists. I think they do like artist collabs and stuff. So
yeah, what a great way to bring community together is so needed. And I know Nirvana Soul also have been doing things like that. If they're not on your radar, you need to talk to them. They're downtown San Jose. They've been doing it for a minute now.
Okay. All right. I guess one last question. What's one thing you wish more people knew about your business, about Forest and Flower, about the industry in general? One thing.
Sometimes people don't realize how much work and love is put into the foods that at the final result that's presented to them. I think it's really just important to let people know we have a team of people who are super passionate about serving people, especially when it comes to food. We have different people on our team. Blonding is making food right here, right now, prepping muffin batters. Her whole thing is environmental sustainability. How can we do what we can to be good earthlings, really? And we have Zoe, who loves to bake, like that's her thing. And we have a whole team of people behind the scenes that is just working tirelessly to make sure that we're putting out the best food that we can. And I think it's a lot of times that's missed when we go out to eat, or even when we go buy groceries, that we miss that actually someone had to plant the seeds and take the time and work in the middle of the night to harvest them so they can drive 3-4 hours to a farmer's market and present that to you. So
don't take all the good food people for granted, right?
There
that are
you go.
behind everything. Well, I was trying to think of how would I say that? Yeah, that's beautiful.
You said it great. That was beautiful.
Well, it was your words, I'm just paraphrasing. Oh, it's so wonderful. Well, Sway, thank you so much for your time. Thanks to you and your wonderful Good Food team for pushing the envelope on nutritious, healthy, delicious food and sustainability, doing all the right things. And we wish you nothing but the best. Yeah, we'll be in touch. And if there's anything that we can do to partner, do any kind of campaigns going into the holidays or whatnot. I'm also taking all this feedback in and then thinking, how do we elevate the community and elevate you guys?
Thank you so much. And
thank you. Great to see you.
Love what you're doing. Great to see you. Have a great rest of your week.